What's going on, Paisanos? V here, coming at you guys with another video today. Common question of the day: what spicy card are you playing right now? In this video, I'm going to show you guys the card I'm using, and it's a card that I talked about a while ago, and everyone kind of forgot about it. And I still think right now, a lot of you players, for the most part, have forgotten this card. But that's going to be done in the market watch. But right off the gate, let's talk about Silent Judgment and how the fact that this card is getting a Lost Art reprint. But we're looking at the ultra version of Silent Judgment, and that version is about $7. It actually doesn't make any sense for the reason why this card has any kind of high value with the Lost Art reprint coming up soon. Now, we don't know when's it coming. We don't know if it's coming first. We don't know if it's going last. We have zero idea. But what we do know with this card version of Silent Judgment, the ultra rare from Bowser Legends, it's not going to maintain a $7 price point. It makes absolutely 0 sense. Up next, Orchestrated Return. Are you holding yours? Orchestrated Return coming out of Soul Fusion with a $16 market price. Lightning Plate's roughly around 15. First edition is roughly around 17. This card, do you sell it? Do you keep it? Are you playing Orcus the whole way through and just going down the ship? Because 3 of these cards at 17 bucks a pop is a good amount of cash for Orcus. Pure Orcus, more than likely, is the version that plays this card. So, I don't know. I don't know whether the host one or sells one. I think I have one left. I'm probably just going to get rid of it. I just don't trust holding 3 of these while with Orcus coming up soon on the ban list shopping block. It makes no sense to me to hold this card whatsoever. Up next, Evenly Matched. Our card's slowly been increasing in value. We've seen this happening, going from like $12 to where it currently is right now. The Circuit Breaker Unlimited being around 16. Market price should be having around 17. 2018 Megatons also be around 16, which is near its market price. And the Dual Power version is hitting near $15 for Evenly Matched. This card is slowly coming into being one of the most needed cards of the format. Definitely a side deck staple. Up next, we have Sergio, Watcher of the Evil Eye. With a $22 market price, it's actually stabilizing in its current market. And someone, I think, commented in my video yesterday, and they asked me, and they go, V, what should we do with Sergio? Should I buy it? Should I sell it? What's going on with this card? Well, the answer is very simple. First of all, if you're looking to buy it, I just saw a 7% bonus bucks on TCG Player. Links to be down below for TCG Player. Anyway, first of all, I really do think looking at Sergio, Watcher, Evil Eye, the reason why this card maintains such a high price point was because of Unchained. Unchained, all the hype with it, whether it's Unchained Evil Eye or Unchained 2 Draco, we saw both of the values of those go up and go up. Now, looking at it right now, Unchained Evil Eye, well, Unchained in general aren't really doing much. It's still a cool deck, and I think Unchained can still catch a lot of people looking, but as far as Unchained Evil Eye, it does not merit Sergio's $22 market price. So, I think this value is going to tank soon. I don't know when's going to happen, but I do know it's going to happen. It's going to be inevitable that this value will be dropping down. So I would not recommend you go in and buy this. I recommend you wait. In fact, if you have this card, you're more than likely sell this card because it's just not worth holding it. Then we have Titania, Princess of Camellias. Anyway, $3.50 market price. Lightning Play Unlimited is roughly around $2 before shipping. When you start looking at this card in first edition, that's when you see a bit of a difference. So it's $2 for the Unlimited. As far as first edition version of this card, it's about $19 for this card. So once again, summary: $2 Unlimited, $19 first edition of the Ultimate Rare version of Titania. It originally came out with Chaos. It's a pretty old set, to be honest with you, but that's a pretty big jump for the card's value. And if you don't have this card right now, if you do want to grab some, grab the Unlimited copies. They're dirt cheap right now, and I do think this card can see meta play. I do think this card can definitely go up high in the market in the future. Another card is Spiral Double Helix coming out of Circuit Break. $4 market price. Near mint, it's going to be roughly around $4 first edition. Now, I think that Spirals might see meta play in the future. We're seeing some sporadic versions of Spirals right now, like most notably Dangerous Spirals being probably one of the most notable decks that's still around. But looking at Spirals right now with cards like Spiral Double Helix and a future Spiral card, that's Dark Magician, but we won't talk about that. Future Spiral card, well, I think that Spiral Double Helix has a chance of coming back again and seeing meta play. If that does happen, are you going to grab this card now? Or are you going to wait till that happens? Same with those other cards like Quick Fix and Super Rare version of Tough and Big Red and all these other cards for Spirals. Whether or not you get them now or later, it's up to you, but I think it's going to see meta play. The card looks really good. Well, of course, we have to see what's going on with the ban list. There's a bit of a difference between the OC and TCG ban list, but yeah, I would love to see this card, even the deck, just come back. Then we have Harpy's Featherster from the standard Destined Duel. This is a prismatic, they call it secret rare over here. You can see it in rarity, but it's prismatic version. We are about, what, 10 days and a month away from banlist? At least from banlist, like, it could be any day banlist. Banlist hype's gonna be starting in a couple of weeks. Look at Harpy's Featherster, it's a card I think come off the ban list. In fact, I think a lot of cards come off the ban list, to be honest with you. But Harpy's Featherster is going to be a huge one. It's going to be a must-have card. Right now, go to your locals, ask everybody if they have a Harpy's Featherster. For everyone that says no, that's a person that's going to have to buy a Harpy's Featherster. I mean, look at the OCG. They have it at 1. Every deck profile has the card in it. Looking over here in TCG, I think it's safe to say that this card more than likely is going to be a card everyone's going to want. And out of all the versions, by the way, the reason I'm specifically showing you this version, out of all the versions, this is the highest version of Harpy's Featherster. There's a super rare version that's like insanely high amount of money. I just don't recommend it. I don't think nobody's gonna be using that. There's another game promo version that's just, once again, they're insanely absurdly high to the point where those are collector's value cards. But the highest version that's playable for value-wise is gonna be the prismatic secret version of Harpy's Featherster. Once again, holding a $16 market price, and that was before when the hype was going for the last ban list. The value has dropped down to about $10 for the prismatic secret rare. There's no first edition. It's limited secret prismatic secret rare, whatever you want to call it, version of this card. It's about $10. So right now the card's dirt cheap. I'm not even joking you. You need to get on top of it if you don't have this card for yourself. If you want to go in and grab some and start investing them, that's totally fine. But if you don't have at least one Harpy's Featherster in right now for yourself, you're going to be paying top dollar the second this card gets off the ban list. And once again, I do think it's inevitable that we'll be seeing this card come to 1. I think it's a no-brainer. So whether you get it now, get it later, it's up to you. But whatever you do, make sure to use that TCG player code. And by the way, if you're new to the channel, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and comment down below. Moving forward, Skyshaker Mobile Engage is still a good amount of money. With a $10 price point, the value for unlimited are about $9.50. First is roughly around $11 for Skyshaker Mobile Engage. This card price point is just still high, and it's going to maintain a relatively high price point. It's a good looking card. It's a really nice card, and besides the fact that effects are amazing, strikers, players, they just don't want to hear the deck's dead. Every time you say that, they just go on top of YCS, and then they just look at everybody like, see, we're not dead, and can't really argue with those results. We also have Allure of Darkness in different varieties and forms, and I can easily talk about the high rarity version of Ultimate Rare. That's insanely and absurdly high for Ultimate Rare Allure of Darkness. But to be honest with you, the one I'm concerned about is the lowest version of Allure of Darkness. Allure of Darkness has a history of just getting reprinted in a relatively new set. The value drops down to nothing, and then everyone kind of forgets about it, and the market slowly starts being dried up, and then we see Allure of Darkness slowly go up higher and higher in value. Common Allure of Darkness from the structure Allure of Darkness is almost about $4. Common Allure of Darkness from Structure Deck Pendulum Domination is roughly around $3 currently right now before shipping. The common Allure of Darkness in the Structure Deck Gates of the Underworld is roughly around $3, and the market price should be about $4. Super Rare starting roughly around $4, and then more commons. It's just the cheapest version of Allure of Darkness is roughly around about $3, safe to say. This value is going to slowly increase and keep going higher and higher. This card's insanely broken. As long as KONAMI keeps making amazing decks that use dark attribute monsters, Allure of Darkness more than likely is going to be a staple card for those decks, as we see right now in a bunch of decks happening right here in the TCG. So with that said, I do think Allure of Darkness, I mean, obviously Ulti is going to be insane. You can go crazy for Ultra, sure. I think KONAMI would be smart. I mean, really, next level, IQ 2000, if they made Allure of Darkness the OTS Ultimate Rare. And before you go, wait a minute, V, it's Ultimate Rare and Phantom of Darkness. Sure, yeah, absolutely. That hasn't stopped them from doing it in the past. What with Vanity's Fiend being an ulti in, I believe it was Cybernetic Horizon, it was an ulti, I believe in. And then they made it an ulti in the OTS pack. They can easily do it with a lot of these cards, and I think Allure of Darkness is definitely a smart card to do it for. Moving forward, Dragonic Diagram. So earlier I talked about the Unchained, and I said, hey, listen, Unchained's the reason we saw Dracos, and I'll show you right now, right here, and Evil Eye. Well, Evil Eye doesn't show meta play. Dracos show meta play. So as much as even though I think Evil Eye is going to be going down in value, obviously Unchained has already went down in value, I do think Dragonic Diagrams might actually stabilize, the value being roughly around $8 for the prices all around. Unlimited version of Prince hitting about $9. Then you get the Bowser Legends secret rares. They're almost about to hit 9s. You get the 2018 Mega 10 versions. They're at 8 currently right now, but they'll quickly be going to 9 with the 26 price listings. That's really it. So I do think that Dragonic Diagram can easily hit $10. Easily, no brainer, easily. As long as we have like crazy floodgate cards, like they're going to be 1, which is amazing for this deck. I think this deck's definitely a meta choice for a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players that don't want to spend a lot of money. Now, obviously, you might need some cards in the deck that might cost you a little bit more, and that's all a tech choice. Maybe I'll do a video talking about 2 Dracos specifically and how they're still a good deck and how you can make a cheaper version but still meta relevant. So, I mean, players have done it already. If you go to Yu-Gi-Oh advanced decks on TCG Player, you can look at all those decks. But yeah, Dracos are really good right now. I definitely recommend if you don't want to spend a lot of money in the meta, play them if you have some cards like Dragonic Diagram already and Card of the Demise, which is slowly increasing in value. Then we have Into the Void, probably the #1 card used right now for all Yu-Gi-Oh players. Definitely showing crazy huge price increases. Going over here to Yu-Gi-Oh version, obviously the lowest version of Into the Void. That's not it at all. Hold on 1 second. Let me just. I don't know why it did this. Okay, Into the Void. We'll just look at the Bowser Legends version, which is roughly. I mean, we got one guy holding it for $13. After that, the next guy's listing for almost $15 for an Ultra version Into the Void. You want the Shining Darkness version, the original print Ultra versions of Into the Void. Market price showing to be about $8.50. Lightly played? Yeah, it's about $25 for first edition. Unlimited? That'll run you about $21 for the Ultra original print version of Into the Void. Ultra Rare? Well, the Ultra Rare version of Into the Void, unlimited should be like $35. Last I checked. Market price should be roughly around 24. Unlimited, okay, they're still about 35. Okay, that's pretty cool. First edition versions hitting near $50. That's a pretty cool card. Now, I think Into the Void's a great card. I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players will be using Into the Void, and I think Draw and Lockbird is the blowout secret tech that nobody's talking about right now. I'm not even joking with you guys. Think about it. Your opponent plays Into the Void, they draw a card, and you're like, oh, that's pretty good. Draw a Lockbird. Usually if you got him, boys, that hand's gone. Let's say your opponent is playing Allured Darkness and they're trying to play any kind of deck that ramps. We'll just take Pendulum's probably one of the best examples. Draw a Lockbird. Have fun not adding nothing, sir. I mean, the card's insane. Nobody's talking about it right now. Nobody's looking at it right now. I think one guy cited 2 in the previous regionals in the past 2 weekends. This card is so low-key strong, it's absolutely mind-blowing. You play it against Moonlight Orcus, you open it against them, that's gonna lock them out for the turn. They're gonna make, at best, a subpar board, and you just blow them out afterwards. I mean, any deck can beat a subpar board in this meta. I really do think. Your opponent opens subpar, you're playing 2 Dracos, that's a free win. You're playing Thunder Dragons, you're just gonna walk right over them. You're playing Pendulums, you're gonna blow that board up, create a negate board, and they're gonna have limited resources, and more than likely is going to scoop. Draw and Lockbird is so good right now, it's absolutely annoying the fact that nobody's talked about this card at all. Now, this is the Ultimate Rare version coming out of OTS 12 Pack 8 with a $46 market price. Unlimited's already at 51. It's slowly creeping up, Paisanos, and you can do whatever you want to do. You can do whatever you want to do. I have my 3. I'm using my 3 in my decks, and I'm telling you right now, I don't care what deck you're using, it's good against almost everything. It's good against the Lunar Light Orcus matchups. It's good against any deck, and I mean any deck that runs Into the Void. This card's pretty good. If you guys know what effects is, during our play, turn your opponent adds a card from the deck to the hand. Except during the draw phase, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. For the rest of the turn, neither players can add a card or cards from their deck to their hand. This card's absolutely insane. And some people might comment, well, V, you know, there's certain instances where you'll drop it, it's not that big a deal. Sure, I get that. Totally fine. I'm not saying to main deck this card. You can if you want to, by the way. And that's totally legitimate. But the very least, consider side decking Draw and Lockbird. It's just that good of a card. It has so many applications. Remember True Dracos earlier I was talking about? This card absolutely bodies True Dracos. Any honest, and I mean honest, I mean, they're not gonna lie to you because they don't want you playing this card at the locals. Honest True Draco player will tell you they do not want to see Into the Void. They just don't want to see it. The cards, I mean, not Into the Void, Draw and Lockbird. They don't want to see it. The cards are really good, really annoying, and they just don't want to have to deal with it. Well, if you want Into the Draw and Lockbird, I keep saying Into the Void. Draw and Lockbird, it did come out common in Structure Deck Order the Spellcasters. The current price point is roughly around $1 before shipping, $1.19 specific. Before shipping for this card. You want to bump it up a little bit, you got OTS 1 pack 1, Drone Lockbird, then say Into the Void. My price is roughly $228 before shipping, and then the Legendary Collection Kyber version is roughly around $3. You want to go a little bit higher? Well, the Ultimate Rare OTS Planet Pack 8-1, it's roughly around $51. You probably get about $52 with shipping and all that jazz. So, up to you. Whether you want to play this card, whether you don't want to play this card, but I do think this card is a blowout against a lot of matchups. And it ain't like just one card, like, is good against this one matchup, and we can make a lot of arguments for a lot of cards that are really good against, I mean, just anti-spell fragrance, for instance. You're probably more than likely going to want to play against pendulum plays. You probably play the card to go, boom, that's good against pendulums. I'm ready to play against those kind of players, and that's totally legitimate. But Drone Lockbird is not just for one deck. It's sprinkled around all the decks, including meta and non-meta decks, or at the very least, tier 1.5 deck. So once again, I think this card's insanely good. Nobody's talking about it right now. Nobody's looking at this card, and I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing competitive players use this card. I wouldn't be surprised if we see other YouTubers talking about this card, and I definitely wouldn't be surprised seeing other YouTubers talking about this card in their market watches, because this is a very good card. And people could go, well, V, hyping a card up. Hey, I only got 3 of these Ultimate Rare for myself. That's it. That's all I got for myself. It was a pain to get. I got my 3. Paisanos, my question to you is, do you have yours? And if you don't, I heavily recommend, if you're looking to play competitive Yu-Gi-Oh!, even at the locals level, you're going to want to grab this card and throw it in this side deck. Minimal. If you check me out on Instagram, I post on Instagram my playset of Drone Lockbird, and I said, little boys use Ash Blossom to stop one card. Drone Lockbird is what men use to shut you down for the turn. Let me know what you think about that one, Paisanos. Comment down below. Last card is going to be Skullmeister coming out of Starship Blast. This is a big OCG tech, and it's kind of spicy. I do like it. During I play his turn, when a card effect is activated in the opponent's graveyard, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard to negate the effect. With a $4 market price, name and first edition is roughly around $12. That's probably far unlimited, but name and first edition version of this card is at $12. This is a secret version of Skullmeister. It also came out super rare as well, so the super version is going to run you about like 10 cents before shipping. Same with the common, it's like a nickel. It's really not that expensive if you want the lower rarities. This card's just really good. We're seeing a lot of it being used in OCG to stop anything from proccing in graveyard. That's what this card says. Your opponent activates a card and you just go, is that proc in graveyard? The minute they go, you bet it does. So you go, well, you bet I'm not letting that happen. And then you activate Skullmeister and you just, you know, stop them. So I do think this is a great card. I mean, I'm not sure if it's going to start seeing meta play soon. I think it should. I think this is another card. Once again, it's very low-key, under the radar. Nobody's looking at it right now. And even the higher rarity version, this version, Secret from Starship Blast, it's only like $12, which seems like a lot. But when you think about it, there's only 2 pages listed on TCG Player. There's no big walls on page 1. The biggest walls are 3. And on page 2, same thing. The biggest walls are 3. There's not many of these listed. The price bombs out roughly around $21, $22. And yeah, I don't know. I think this is a really big sleeper nobody's looking at right now. Another great sleeper card that nobody's looking at right now. Skullmeister and Drone Lockbird. These are my 2 biggest cards, my biggest secrets that I've had for about a couple of hours that I just share with everybody. So if you ever go to a Yu-Gi-Oh event and see me and go, V, what's your biggest secret? Watch my videos, hit the subscribe button. But yeah, no, that's serious. Drone Lockbird, I think, is a huge sleeper card. And I definitely think Skullmeister is another huge sleeper card that once again, we might see everybody start playing it. We might see competitive players play it. We might see it in deck profiles. We might see it talked about by other YouTubers and by other YouTubers who do market watch videos. We're most likely going to be talking about these cards because these are hot cards. And to be honest with you, the season right now is kind of dry, but there's so much potential of change. There's so much meta defining cards. Jesse Cotton ran, oh my, I forgot the name of the card he ran. It's a spellcaster. When you discard a card, you 2500 attack. Your opponent can't banish cards. Comment down below, and if you see people already commenting it, please don't comment it again. Anyway, he ran a spicy card, and it definitely helped him win the UDS belt. Well, we're in a meta right now where you just run a couple of spicy cards and literally catch your opponent looking and take that win. I'm not even joking you. It's that serious. And you can do whatever you want to do as far as your meta text, your meta spice. I know I accidentally beginning this video. If you don't want to say it, that's no big deal. I'm going to say what it is. Mine's going to be Skullmeister and Drone Lockbird. And I might have different ones in different weeks, in different days. And the reason why you want to keep changing it up because you always want to keep people looking. Catch them looking at your locals, catch them looking at regionals, YCS, any event, always catch them looking. Unlike some of the other guys out there trying to do their own, like, these cards, I can't show you this card here. Maybe after whatever event, I'll show you what this is. I don't care, because let's be honest with you. I play at a Yu-Gi-Oh event, I'm playing Draw Lockboard, and I'm packing into my side deck. More than likely, you're not packing cards to stop me, YGOPaisano. You know, you ain't trying to stop me or any of the other Paisans. You're trying to stop the meta in the generalized settings. So, people can hide their cards, and that's totally fine. Hey, that's on you, brother. But I'll tell you what I think is going to be good. I'll tell you what I think is going to be the big spice of the weekend, especially coming into YCS. What is it, Pasadena? Somewhere in California, YCS? I think Skullmeister and Joe Lockboard's going to be winning a lot of players' games. And I think after the YCS, we're going to see it go up in value. So once again, Paisans, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please make sure to subscribe already. If you haven't subscribed, hit the like button, comment down below. You want to buy anything that you see player, links will be in the description. And your boy V and you Paisanos, have a great day.